We haven't talked about it yet, so I'm going to nail it here. Sleep. I think sleep, and I read a book a while back, Dr. Matthew Walker, Why We Sleep, that opened a whole universe to me. I had no idea. We understand less. We understand less about sleep than we do about space or the oceans. The world's most brilliant minds have come together and still have not figured out how sleep works. They have no idea. It's phenomenal. But sleep is, obviously, as they describe, we do know a few things. Sleep is what repairs the brain. Sleep is what repairs the body. However, in our culture, American culture, go to bed, we devalue sleep, particularly with young people. We discourage sleep. The expression they use is plenty of time to sleep when you're dead. Guess what? You'll be dead sooner if you don't. And so I've learned to guard my sleep very carefully. I wish I'd. Sleep hygiene is the word, is the expression. Having proper sleep hygiene is very important, and I guard it jealously. I'm not perfect, I'm here to tell you, I have dear friends who have horrible sleep hygiene. There's nothing I can tell, and there's nothing I can say to them to help them improve it. But you want to talk about Alzheimer's? That's stage 4 diabetes. I don't know what. I don't have all the answers, but there's a lot of mystery wrapped around that. Sleep in your youth, right, is going to help. It's not going to hurt. And although it's counterintuitive, right? The more time you sleep, the longer you live, but you're asleep. What's the point, right? But it is important, right? Going back to neuroplasticity, your ability to think is correlated, right, with the health of your brain. The health of your brain is correlated to your sleep habits. It's actually functionally, as the research currently indicates, sleep is actually more important than nutrition. You can live. As the old adage says, you can survive 4 minutes underwater. You can survive 4 days without water and 4 weeks without food. I don't know the actual numbers. There's some story like that. If you don't get proper sleep, you'll be dead in 14 days. Right? So somewhere between 7 and 10 days. If you go without sleep for between 7 and 10 days, you will drop dead 100%. It's actually more important than you can survive without food longer than you can survive without sleep. And we don't place a value on it. We don't place any kind of value on it. And so that's the one thing, I promise you, it causes me no end of angst and anxiety to know that I have people whom I love, who I hold very dear, who have completely horrible sleep hygiene. And I know that I will bury them. I will carry their casket. And I don't look forward to that day.
Yeah, as an exercise physiologist, I've really emphasized the exercise piece of, being healthy and well. But over the last year with this podcast, I think sleep and social connection have kind of made their way up. And I tell my students, I said, yes, exercise is important, but I'm going to tell you that the sleep is even more important because that's your recovery period. So you stimulate through the exercise, but you got to have that recovery. You got to have a healthy sleep if you're going to be well. And so I think sleep is really sleep and social connection have jumped up into my probably top 2 pillars of health.
Yes, absolutely.
And speaking of aging well, I'm going to ask you the question now that we ask of all our guests. What are you doing personally to age well?
Well, we've covered a lot of it. So for me, and I, notwithstanding, we're all human. We're all flawed. Right? We're all designed to be imperfect. But I have, through the years that I've spent on this rock, I've learned that it's important to maintain proper nutrition, proper fitness, and proper sleep. I think it's important to recognize that no one's perfect. That, as I mentioned, I've got a tray of cookies in the cupboard. You have to allow yourself, and something that another book I read that shaped my journey, Dr. Fung and the Obesity Code. When I ordered the book online and it got delivered to me, my wife was the one that opened the package, and my son was there, and she took it out of I wasn't there, but she took it out of the package, and there was a book, and it's titled The Obesity Code. And my wife looked at my son, true story, and said to him, "This better not be for me." She thought I ordered it as a gift. That's a whole thing. But and that book teaches that when you deprive yourself of something purposefully, you set wheels in motion to compensate for that deprivation very deliberately. And it's very important to respect that. In other words, if you try to set the goal for, I'm never going to eat another cookie the rest of my life, and you don't really know who you don't respect who it is that you are. Right? We're all organic. We're all chemical reactions in progress. All you're going to do is set about set wheels in motion for you to consume an entire tray of cookies all at once. To allow yourself a small indulgence from time to time. And it's been a while since I've had a soda pop, but I will have, I'm not going to name the brand, I will have a clear soda like twice a year, and I will have 2 cookies a day, sometimes 3. I'm feeling really, really naughty. I'll have 3 cookies a day. But I try, and living in America, I travel a lot. And how do you eat when you're on the road? CalLogic does that, but don't want to get down that. I'm not going to give you another commercial. But eating on the road is difficult. Maintaining proper nutrition, proper fitness, and proper sleep habits is absolutely critical to a good health. With the of course, the battle that we all wage, whether we know it or not, is what's going to give out first, your mind or your body. And it's a complete tragedy, right? If one gives out before the other, in both cases. So we owe it to ourselves, we owe it to our loved ones. Again, I don't want to have the opportunity to bury my friends. So I owe them that same favor to my wife, to my children, to take the best care I can of myself. I don't want them to have to bury me. I don't know if that answers does that answer your question?
No, that's a perfect answer to the question. I like that.
That's a cliche.